if you and I are sleeping together, if I got it, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be sleeping with a woman and she's struggling. Right. I don't want no struggle vagina. Right. Like struggle vagina is stressful vagina. I need my vagina to be at peace. Right. Because it's so hard for a woman to be sleeping with you and in the back of her mind she's like, and my lights just got cut off. And how am I going? I know he's enjoying this moment, but I gotta go back to the situation and I don't know if I'm gonna be evicted. I don't even know if I'm gonna have food. Then that
what? Listen. If you don't know if you're about to be evicted, if you don't know if your light's about to get turned off, if you don't know where your next meal is going to come from, why are you laying on your back receiving eggplant? Go get a job. Go fill out a goddamn resume. Go submit an application. Your priorities are messed up. You letting Tyrone over here bang you out while you don't even know if your light's going to be on by the time you get home. Ew. Let's keep going.
That's not a pleasant experience for either of us. And
so it's your responsibility?
I was like, hey, listen, if I got it, you got it. Right. And that's just what that is. It's grave danger to be giving your body, because I still believe that the woman body is so precious. And until, recently, over the last year, I actually started realizing that my body had value too. At first,
oh my God.
I was worth nothing. So the reality is that a woman's body is so valuable, then why is it given so freely? Right. And then you give it to a guy that doesn't even respect you enough to even go change a flat tire if you were stranded on the road. That just don't add up to me.
Who sent me these clips? This young man is in the Simp Hall of Fame. Let's break this down real quick. This is exactly why so many women are unaccountable, because of simp-like behavior, just like this. Women have equal rights and equal pay, and at a given moment's notice will tout their independence and their boss bee energy and toss it in your face. When in the history of ever has a woman, irrespective of the equality that modern women dwell in today, when has ever a guy been this jacked up? And the woman is saying to herself, okay, when he gets up off on top of me, damn, he about to get evicted. Let me go give him some money. They don't even mess with you when you living with your mama. But just because she's giving you her insides, you feel as though you got to pay her bills. I mean, my G, I get it to a degree. If you plan on marrying said woman, if you are fiance engaged to said woman, but if she's just that's the type of energy that you want. I mean, he just said it in the video that he really is only beginning to understand that himself and his manhood have value. So this is what happens when men are not affirmed and men believed in the feminist dogma and bullshit that women are prizes simply for existing, while men are inadequate for simply being men.
If I gave a why, I would want her to date a future, because it takes for you to date a future to even get a Russell.
What? We didn't hear that right.
Gave a why, I would want her to date a future, because it takes for you to date a future to even get a Russell.
No, it doesn't. The idea that you have to get ran through in order to get a man to later on settle with you is literally preposterous. It's like saying, as a man, I have to go murder people in order to understand how not to be a murderer. What? Women don't need to know how to be a 304 in order to then learn how to be a housewife. Truth be told, I'm beginning to understand why so many modern women today are just confused. Like they hear so much different words and information regarding what they should and should not be doing for both men and women. Starting to understand y'all just a little bit more.
Oh. No, because I had my husband first and went and left somewhere else. I had to come back to him.
What? Wait.
Because I had my husband first and went and left somewhere else. I had to come back to him.
Imagine your wife is on a public platform talking about she went to go mess with someone else. She went and got her just due from the Pookie from around the corner. And then when she was done with that situation, she came back to the original good guy who had probably not understood his own worth. What's crazy about this is that the young lady right here is actually agreeing with him, But I don't even think she realizes that she is, even though she said no. But her need to be right is preventing her from grasping that. But it sounds like to me when she was young, she met her future husband, but then left him to go have fun with the exciting guy, and then came back later when she ultimately realized the first guy's worth, which is essentially what the first young gentleman was alluding to by saying, I'd rather her be with a future for a little while, I guess, to like get ish out of her system. And I think ultimately the reason why I have a problem with what they're concluding is just based off of pure economics. And RIP to Kevin Samuels, because he used to ask modern women what gets more valuable with time and use. But the fact is that women in the dating marketplace do not get more valuable with more time and more use. So as women age, they lose value, but then on the contrary, as men age and they develop more of their masculinity and are much more financially stable, they can gain value in the dating marketplace up to a certain amount. This young lady right here is either lucky that A, she was able to hold her perceived value to her ex, even though her mileage increased from the guy that she went to in the middle, or B, the guy that she eventually married did not recognize his own perceived value in the dating marketplace by the time that she came back in the picture. That's why I think it's so important for men to truly understand what their value is and that they are affirmed for it. It's kind of like if you have a car and let's say you went and you got the car appraised. Well, it seems as though the modern women today are undervaluing you as an appraisal, which became blatantly obvious when you watched RIP Kevin Samuels, his show, when you were seeing these very average or below average women that were looking for these high value, ultra rare men. So to conclude, either the man undervalued himself or she's a really good saleswoman. But man, please, if anything, you're not doing good things to your married man's ego by letting everyone know that you left him for a worse option.
You don't want this woman doing certain things or dressing certain ways. And every time we go out and dressing really overly sexy, we're putting our man's life in danger.
Yep.
Because if somebody say to us out of order, say something to us out of order or wrong,
buck up.
then his manhood say he got to step up and defend us.
Yeah.
Over nothing, over some foolishness. And if you got a man and you satisfied and happy with him, then why are you going out trying to entice new men?
Great question. It's advertising.
And the more clothes a woman take off, the more desperate she is.
Yeah.
That don't mean she bold and brave and
Nope.
want to get with somebody. That means she's desperate. And that's a cry. Please give me some attention. Please look at me. Say something. Do something.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the condition of many of us. That's not anything that's an insult. We're talking reality. We have got to deal with the reality of our lives so that we can make corrections. We're making up all of this stuff.
Woo! Listen, I had the honor of conducting this conversation with Sister Shahrazad Ali, and it was way over a year ago. And I mean, she brought up so many fantastic points. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave a link to that full conversation down in the comments or the description box down below so you guys can check out. It was about an hour and a half conversation. She hit so many gems, but she's absolutely right. See, the thing is that there's so many modern women today that have been tricked that their sexuality publicly displayed is some type of empowerment, coupled with this dopamine hit for seeking attention and or validation even outside of their relationship. Shit, I remember that one story we did on Aisha Curry not too long ago, and she was talking about that she was jealous that her man gets hit up by groupies, but she don't get hit up for being a traditional housewife. That's why she transitioned into putting her ass cheeks up on Instagram and different photos like this, which I think is an embarrassment to someone who would be married to her. But nevertheless, it's absolutely crazy to me that Sister Shahrazad Ali wrote her book 30 years ago and is still talking about the same things as what she did 30 years ago. If that doesn't demonstrate the difficulty in holding modern women accountable, then I don't know what is. But what I also found interesting about this post is the comments on the side. Let's just go through a quick couple of them. If we breathe, we're putting them in danger. I roll. It's crazy to me that you have an elder pleading with you, and this is the type of hyperbole that you use to deflect off of the point. But, you know, it is what it is. It's giving little girl, put on some clothes. Your uncles are coming over. Again, these are the top comments, completely disregarding anything that she was saying regarding the risk of your attire. I hear you, ma'am, but it's hot outside. Nah, this ain't it. Sorry, ma'am, you're pretty much telling women to stay inside. Overly sexy could be a damn t-shirt and basketball shorts. No, it's not. Like, what? What are you talking about? All right? Ma'am, I can wear a garbage bag and still draw unnecessary attention. It's not our fault. Men need to control themselves. Also, it's hot outside. Hush. Yes, I agree. Men do need to control themselves. But also, you don't need to dress like a 304 in order to stay cool. Like, just think of the irony of calling yourself so seductive, calling yourself a beautiful sinner. When I'm good, I'm great. When I'm bad, I'm better. And whatever, Sagittarius, like all of this shit. Like, how you say all of these things and you promote this goodness about you, but also this dark seduction thing about you, and think you can just wear and look however it is that you want to look, but not accept accountability for how people will treat you out in the streets. So it's okay for you to be seductive. It's okay for you to try to entice, but it's all on the man's responsibility to not treat you exactly how you're dressed, irrespective of there being another man there. Like, yes, the man should be respectful, but on the flip side, why are you opening up yourself for disrespect? An analogy you could think of is, why would I wear jewelry in an unfamiliar hood? It puts me in that much more of a risky situation. Chances are I would reduce that risk by not standing out.
Happy. Talk about Ezra or something. This one? Okay.
All right, so with I had seen the Twitter likes.
It says right here 23K for her 23rd.
Okay, we're going through my likes.
I had seen like this one something. This is better than what you had like this called.
I'm scared. I think I know what this is though.
He's real.
Lauren, do you know what this is? No, I don't. Okay. Are you proposing?
Okay, then I'm married.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, so
Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, that was this.
Uh-oh.
this actually got like so the diamonds that's in it. He's actually real diamonds.
We all know what cute means.
Oh, God, he's here.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?
For your birthday, you had turned 23.
Okay.
Hello.
She don't look excited.
It's what? That's what?
Nah, that's 30.
She look ungrateful. $23,000.
Talk about Ezra or something.
Okay. Let's rap about this. Let's say I was in a relationship and I was giving my lady half of the average salary that a United States citizen makes in a year in one day. She better be way more excited than that, because the way that she just acted within this video, he should have just gave her coal. Listen, this is something that wealthy men do for their wives, but to do this for your girlfriend? You see, the manipulative sister code as it exists today, compliments from city girls and the like, make young men feel inadequate until he has the opportunity to splurge on his young lady, whether she deserves it or not. But my G, you better not be spending $23,000 on her if you're still paying a car note or paying for an apartment. Think through this before the entire simp brigade comes at me. What does she do for you that is worth $23,000? This is why I tell young brothers so often is that until you get older and you begin to see the matrix that you are in, which is designed to make you a consumer, focus on investing into yourself. Focus on removing all of your debt. Focus on gaining a high income earning skill instead of investing into relationships. You could use that money for a down payment on a house, put it in your investment portfolio, but instead you choose to splurge it on someone who is clearly ungrateful. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, what you think about today's video? Do you agree with the things that I'm saying? Do you disagree? Make sure you comment down below and put a timestamp so I know what portion of the video that you are speaking about. All right? This one was an interesting one today. I think I enjoyed myself. Until next time, YouTube, peace.